Today I have one of Anker's new, larger Bluetooth speakers with the Soundcore Motion Boom. This thing reminds me of an old school boombox. And sorry if I just dated myself by knowing what a boombox is. The Motion Boom has 30 watts of power and has a built-in 10,000 milliamp hour battery to keep tunes going for up to 24 hours. And thanks to Anker for sending this to me to listen to and tell you more about. Now I'm down in my basement workshop tonight because this thing is just too big to fit on my normal review table. So let me know what you think of the lighting. And you can do that on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I've got all those and the links will be in the description below. So here is the packaging. There's not a lot to tell you about this. It's a box. It's got all the buzzwords and features that you want on it here. It's IPX7 water rated. It's got customizable EQ. It's Bluetooth, of course. It's got that bass up technology. They're kind of promoting the beach here on the back side. Anker has gotten really popular, and Soundcore, and they've sold a lot of product. On the back side, it tells you it's got powerful stereo sound. You can also pair it to another speaker if you want true stereo between two speakers. It's got titanium drivers and passive radiators for bass. It's got extended treble and bass. It's got the bass up technology. It is charged with USB-C. It is fully waterproof, IPX7 water rated. Runs for 24 hours. Customizable EQ. It's got the Power IQ charging technology that Anker's products have. And it's got that Soundcore app, which is available on Apple or Android. You don't get a whole lot in the box here. You get the speaker itself and you get a USB-A to USB-C cable. You'll have to provide your own charger. Of course, Anker sells those as well if you don't have one. And on the other side here, you've got the packaging showing the speaker is completely waterproof. So let's take a little bit more look at the physical design of the speaker here. The speaker itself here is fairly large. I've got next to a Anker Soundcore speaker, and this is one that I've done a review on a long time ago. It was a really popular speaker by Anker, but you can see how much larger it is. And here it is next to a normal sized flashlight. This happens to be a Wukos FC11. I did a review on this last year. Super popular budget light. If you're interested in something like that, definitely check that out. But you can see it's a big speaker in comparison to that flashlight. It's got a handle here on top, which sounds kind of silly. Got a molded plastic up on top that says Soundcore. But I found this to be really helpful taking this around the house, carrying it, because it is a little bit larger. The handle is super nice. Weight was 54.38 ounces, so it's got a good bit of heft to it. And it is water rated, as I mentioned before. I'll roll in some footage here of what it's like. And it is IPX7 water rated, and it floats on water. So this could be a nice addition to your boat or beach parties or backyard pool sessions. It does sound decent when wet, which is something that a lot of other speakers can't say. And it produces some neat patterns when I had it in the water, which I'll roll in some footage here. But it does want to float face down, so it's not something you want to let sit in the water and play music, because the quality just won't be very good due to how the weight balance is. The front here features two large titanium drivers. I'd guess they're about 2.5, 3 inches in diameter, and you can kind of see those through the grills here. On the sides you have these bass reflectors, and I think this is one area that could be improved for the future. These are open, and as you can see they move quite a bit, and I can put my fingers on them, and I could see kids or something like this poking these and causing issues. They do have a harder plastic edge here, so you're not going to put your finger through it, and they move quite a bit and seem to be fine, but I still think that's something, a little bit of grill here would be nice. There's really not much on the back here. You've got the name, and then you've got this really nice watertight port here, and it's a little bit tough to get off, as you can see. You've got USB-C and USB-A. USB-C is input only, and the USB-A is for charging your devices, and to charge your devices, the speaker does have to be turned on. On the bottom, you've got some rubber pads here, and I actually have the original packaging on mine yet to preserve that, and that's about it. Internally, there is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery that gives you 24 hours of playback time, depending on the volume that's being used here, and the bass up sound enhancement feature. Turned on, it does use a little bit more power. Anker says this will charge in about 4 hours, and I can confirm that from empty. How's the sound quality? The Motion Boom features those two large titanium drivers that I mentioned. It's got a total wattage of 30 watts of power, and the speaker is designed for outdoors, and I did some brief testing outdoors this week, but weather here has been below 0 Fahrenheit for the past 2 weeks, so I didn't do a ton of testing outside. Inside, the sound quality was more than enough for a large size room. For music content in YouTube, I didn't notice any lag with spoken word, although I'm not sure this is a great choice for gaming, and that's all thanks to that Bluetooth 5 technology, and worked just fine with my iPad and my Android phone. Look at those reflectors move. This speaker will also pair with another motion boom with this TWS button here. The manual doesn't really cover that, but I did Google and learn a little bit more about it. Unfortunately, I don't have another speaker to test that with. And while we're looking at buttons here, you've got the bass up feature, you've got the Bluetooth button here, and that's how you pair it. You've got volume up and down and pause in the middle, power, and then that TWS. Personally, I left that bass up technology turned on. It's a noticeable difference in the sound quality, especially when playing music or movies. It's not as good as a real subwoofer, but it's better than similarly sized Bluetooth speakers. You will want to download the Soundcore app here that I've got pulled up on my phone, because the equalizer, you've got a bunch of different settings here. First, you've got the custom options here, and you can drag and do whatever you want. And you can set different presets here and name it whatever you want. Or you've got the built-in presets, and this is honestly where I've been running it the most. You've got your Soundcore signature, which boosts the bass, dims the middle mids a little bit, and brings up the treble side. You've got voice, which is great for like podcasts. You've got treble boost, which I don't use ever, and then balance, which brings up the bass just a little bit, but it's flat everywhere else. So these are some nice options, and you can even turn these off if you want, no problem. And that's just flat. That turns it completely off. This is what bass up does to the sound signature. So you can turn bass up on any of the modes, which I like to do. So the pros for me are it's pretty loud with decent bass and no distortion. It's got customized EQ settings via that Soundcore app, and the handle is surprisingly nice. The cons for me are there's no auxiliary port for connecting to like an outdoor projector or laptop easily. I think that'd be really nice, but it would compromise the waterproofness here. And that these bass reflectors need a little bit more protections on the side. My conclusion is that the Soundcore Motion Boom is a nice speaker for both indoor and outdoor use. Sound quality here was better than I expected, and that bass up feature worked better than I expected too. Mids and highs were clear, and bass was decent for its size. I think this is probably my best sounding Anker speaker to date. It has really solid construction. I don't feel like it's gonna drop or break or crack or creak or anything like that. Although I did notice it retained a little bit of water for about a few hours when I put it in water to test. I don't love that it rotates on its face when it's in water like that, because that really affects the sound quality. If it rolled on its back, I think it'd be a really nice pool speaker or something like that. Battery life here is great. I have no doubts this will last 24 hours. I do wish that USB-C port could be used for power out as well as in, so then it could be used as a power bank with only a USB-C to C cable, which at least that's what I carry around most of the time these days. So let me know what you think of the Anker Soundcore Motion Boom in the comments below. Don't forget to follow me on social media, and if you've liked this video, it really does help to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next review soon.